Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in a little bit more in depth on the covert narcissist and how they abuse. I really want to make this clear for you so you can understand really some of the hallmark traits and behavioral mannerisms of the covert narcissist, and understand how this impacts somebody negatively and tends to create and foster a codependency in that relationship. For one, the covert narcissist has a mask and then they have an authentic self. And that is the hallmark, that is the trademark trait of a narcissist, is that they have essentially a mask, a fabricated sort of presence or persona that they put out to the world. And they also have an authentic self. So something how they really true feel and really sort of judge within. The covert narcissist is someone who is very shy and very soft-spoken, very docile, very demure, sort of quiet persona. So let's keep in mind that there's a persona that is going on. But that persona, the mask, belays or betrays the inner self. And the inner self is where that sort of covert narcissist feels themselves to be extremely self-important, superior to others, perhaps even has grandiose thoughts, grandiose sort of mindset that is operating with underneath. So when we talk about the mask, which seems to be really inactive, which seems to be very passive, which seems to be very quiet, very docile, very unassuming, it's actually a sort of mask that they have used to shut off others in their environment, especially those who are close to them. And the issue with this is that not that they're just strong and silent, and that they're not a troublemaker, that they're just easygoing. The problem with the covert narcissist is they tend to actually have and harbor an interior feeling of superiority. And it's their inaction which is abusive, because it is their internal feeling that they're better than others, that they're superior to others, that they deserve really to only affiliate with high status people and organizations, it's like they're almost essentially ignoring others in their environment, essentially sending a nonverbal behavioral message that, you know, you are not worth my time, you are not worth communicating with, you are not worth me acknowledging, you are not worth me giving you what you need in terms of attention, affection, healthy mirroring, all those things that you would see operating in an actual healthy relationship. And keep in mind that one of the keys of a healthy relationship is that of balance. So where both people are kind of contributing back and forth, both people are participating. Yes, those percentages might vary and might change, but over time it tends to really manifest a feeling of balance or harmony, where there's give and take, there's understanding, there's not abuse or exploitation over one or the other. One is not giving more than the other. One is not feeling that they're left out, that they're missing something. So one of the real pervasive feelings within the covert narcissist relationship that usually presents in the psychological community is that they generally feel like something is just missing from the relationship. There's a feeling of neglect, or I'm not getting what I need. And in the covert relationship tends to really develop and foster this feeling over time, where that feeling then, I'm missing something, or I can't really quite put my finger on it, or we just don't have this communication, this open communication, that tends to kind of foster a wound, a festering wound over time, where essentially the codependent, the other who is really intimate with them on a day-to-day basis, perhaps this is your primary relationship, you are essentially serving as their primary supply. The codependent then becoming essentially adapted or evolving into a specific role with them, so that they're really kind of becoming shut down or shut off and not really communicating their needs. And it's really in the waking up that one discovers, you know what, I really need to have a voice here. We really do need a specific type of communication. There's actually a lot that I've been pushing down in this relationship because you're so aloof and so really shut off that I haven't really had the opportunity to express myself, to express my needs and have those out in the open. I've just essentially been carrying a lot of the weight of the relationship, and it essentially gets to a breaking point, a rock bottom, a situation where either the covert narcissist is exposed, you kind of see something that lets you know that this person has a really ulterior motive and agenda other than what they have shown me. And sometimes it can be a feeling, sometimes it's actually a behavior. And when you try to call them out or hold them accountable and have that discussion, they're not really able to level with you. And really all relationships, especially as they mature on, there needs to be a leveling. So that is essentially, how this covert narcissist will abuse. And it really, it's usually kind of smoked out or brought out by the other in the relationship who has thought, and occurred to them, is registered basically, something is not right. We need to come to terms here. I'm really missing something. And, and until you really learn to articulate that, which can be a job in and of itself, that you can really begin to make amends with the covert narcissist if possible. So it's really that waking up that you realize there's something missing here. I really am, I'm not receiving something very vital from the relationship, and it's forming that into words, coming to terms with your needs and that you deserve and should not feel guilty of, that really tends to identify that as a covert narcissist and you as essentially a codependent in the relationship. And it's from there, it's either a decision, can we move this forward, or are there other ways that I really need to get my needs fulfilled? Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.